What's up, Gear Mortals? Trey Xavier here. We are at GitCon 2017, #1. I am here with Frank Fleckenstein from Reverb.com.
That's exactly right.
And on today's remote edition,
Yeah.
the first one shot on foreign soil of Gear God's, oh my god, I forgot what it's called, on Gear God's quality control. We're going to be taking a look at the DIEZEL, as they say auf Deutsch.
Yeah.
DIEZEL VH4. I don't know how to say letters auf Deutsch.
VH4.
VH4
Pedal.
von DIEZEL.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So what we did in terms of connections, this can work as a preamp, but it can also work as like a distortion pedal, so you can put it in front of the amp. Currently, we have it in the effects loop of the Rev
Generator 100. And we're running it into the, we're running it into the Poweramp. So what channel we're using doesn't matter. The channel is the DIEZEL.
Exactly. So why don't you give it a try?
All right, y'all ready for this?
Damn.
When in Deutschland.
Yeah, when in Deutschland.
Spiel das Scorpions.
Spiel das Scorpions. That's exactly
I think
right.
it's actually just Scorpions. It's not the Scorpions.
No, it's just
Spiel Scorpions.
Spiel Scorpions. Exactly.
All right.
So
one of the greatest German rock bands.
Yeah. So you have never played.
I've
original
never
VH4.
played the real thing, so I don't have a solid basis for comparison. I've played it, the one in the Axe Effects, a couple times. Obviously, that's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
But this sounds really phenomenal. Fucking tight.
Yeah,
It's tight, but it's got a lot of nice bass. Bass in all the right places. That's my favorite thing. Of course, we're going through a really phenomenal power amp in the Rev 100. Of course, the power amp that you go into is going to affect the sound quite a bit.
It does.
But if you don't have a solid preamp, it doesn't matter. It's going to be reproducing shit.
Exactly.
This is not the case with the VH4 pedal right now. What do we got for settings? Everything's
pretty
not
much is
too far from noon.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Gain's just in the middle.
Yeah, and it's still it's enough. Like for a tight, solid rhythm sound, it's absolutely enough.
And it's not. There's currently no boost in front of it.
No,
we're just going straight into the pedal.
Exactly.
So that's pretty.
I suppose the pickups and this guitar are like not really high output.
Yeah, actually, I don't really know. This is we're using this Framus guitar that is beautiful.
Yeah,
I don't know what this model is called, but oh my goodness, I was commenting earlier that there's not a whole lot of unique shapes left for the guitar that are also good.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
that are pleasing to look at. This is very unique, but also really cool looking. I honestly, I don't know that I would buy one of these for what I do, but hell if I wouldn't rock this on stage for something.
It looks sweet, definitely.
And it sounds really good. No idea what these pickups are aside from the fact that they are Seymour Duncan as labeled.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
Could be anything.
And it's in standard tuning, and it still sounds
It
heavy.
crushes. It really crushes. That's awesome. So since you're not familiar with the whole thing, here's a card that comes with the pedal and gives an insight on thank you for choosing DIEZEL. For more than 20 years, the jaw-dropping tones of the DIEZEL VH4 amplifier have been heard on the world's biggest stages. Now Peter DIEZEL has made all the Lush dynamic overdrive character of the VH4's Channel 3 available in this versatile preamp pedal.
And currently only... we might need that later. So this is... They only have Channel 3 available.
Exactly.
But the VH4 has 4 channels.
The VH4 has 4 channels. It's
and
pretty much clean.
That's the FIA.
Yeah, FIA. Clean, a crunch that can also be pretty clean, like slightly driven.
Mm-hmm.
And then channel 3, and here's where it's getting interesting. Channel 3 is pretty versatile in terms of gain. So if I put the gain like down, let's say like 8 o'clock. Like a nice round overdrive kind of. And then
it's just
you wanna go all the way?
Give me everything you got. Yeah,
damn.
Lots of liquidy. That's nice. That wasn't even on the bridge pickup just there. I was like, what? That's. There we go. I didn't feel like I was getting a lot of sustain. I dig it.
That's lots of sustain. Yeah, and another cool thing is that it comes with its own deep and presence control.
Right. Normally, those are controls that are reserved for the power section of the amp.
Exactly. But in this case, if you don't have that on your amplifier, you can add it through the pedal, which is cool. So why don't you play around a bit, and I'm going to play with those.
All right. I don't know that part. Yeah, man. Awesome. Well, now that we've tried it as a preamp pedal, let's go into the clean channel of the Rev.
Good idea.
And see what happens. So there is a second output on the pedal, specifically for when you're going into the front of an amp. If you were using this as like sort of the central sound for your rig, for like your portable rig, let's say like a fly rig kind of a situation, you have a lot of flexibility in going, if you're using a backline thing, like you're going to use an amp that you're unfamiliar with, and you want to just use the Poweramp, or you can go in the front of it if for whatever reason you don't have access to just the Poweramp section, like maybe there isn't a loop or whatever.
Yeah, possible. Maybe they give you like an old Marshall that doesn't have, you know?
Right. So you're not screwed if you show up you're like, I don't have anything to plug into. You just go to a different output from the pedal.
Exactly.
And well, bam. All right, so here's the clean sound. It's different.
It's really different.
It seems
different. Like it has like a little bit less mid-range. To me, it sounded like a bit more scooped. A little bit.
Yeah, I hear that. So it seems like the presence and depth, or deep as it's called on here, has kind of a stronger effect on it than like here. Which is interesting. I usually find these to be pretty strong.
You dig it? You like it?
I like it a lot. Oh, I definitely like this pedal.
So
no question. I think preamp pedals are great. Do you know how much this runs?
This one's like $300.
Brand new.
Brand new.
I think that's about right. That's about where most preamp pedals I've tried have sat. I just love the idea that you can buy a nice power amp, or already have a great amp that has a cool power amp.
Right.
And instead of like having to get an entire new amp to get a cool new sound, you can just get a preamp pedal that's reasonably priced.
That's true.
And just pump it through the power amp. And you could get a board full of these things.
And then you get
it's almost like you have a bunch of different kinds of amps.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because like the power amp has a big effect on the sound of your guitar overall, but I don't think it's nearly as big of a deal as the preamp, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many knob options do we have for the power amp? I mean, basically we have the output volume and then presence and depth.
Presence and depth, if the amplifier has it, yeah, right.
On a preamp section, we've got all these different controls. It exerts a much more powerful influence over your tone as a whole. The power amp has most of the sound set. It's like there's not a whole lot you can do. All the difference in the sound is somewhere in the circuitry and everything that's going on behind the scenes. Exactly. That unless you're the amp builder or some kind of an amp mechanic, you can't mess with it. So you just get one that you really like this one, for example. It's just a cool, relatively cheap way to expand your guitar palette very drastically, you know?
Exactly.
And yeah, and this one is I don't know, so far I think I like it a little bit better than the other ones.
If you need to associate it with like a specific sound, maybe band, what would you say?
Oh, like what do I think this sounds like?
Like super close to?
For some reason the first band that comes to mind is Unearth. I don't know. That's just the first thing that jumps into my head. Yeah. Of course, I'm not playing. I'm not playing a 7-string at this exact moment, and I don't know any Unearth riffs.
Okay,
so I can't. But
I always.
What do you?
So my association is always Metallica a little bit, because Hetfield plays a VH4 for like ages.
Really?
Yeah.
That I did not know.
Yeah, he does.
I thought he was also almost always a Mesa guy, but
yeah, he was, but and he still used Mesa Boogie amplifiers, but yeah, so he always had a VH4 on tour.
Interesting. Yeah. So then I guess it's kind of a funny coincidence that I started playing Metallica riffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Scoop it a little bit.
Yeah, let's go for scoop.
Cool. I mean, I will say that I liked it better as just a preamp going straight into the power amp.
Yeah, that was my next question. Like, I definitely liked it better with like working with a power amp than in front of the amp. It might depend on the amp though. I mean,
you got to think of it like this is coloring the tone quite a bit.
Yeah.
Towards a very specific thing.
So is this.
And then so is this, and it's like two colors together. So you would just have to adjust it based on that.
Yeah.
You'd have to spend some time with it. We don't really have that much time to do
exactly
that kind of a thing. But right off, it still sounds. I mean, this still sounds good. It still sounds. Yeah, like that still sounds sick as fuck.
Yeah, it does definitely.
But you know, if you got a choice, just do the power amp thing.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how it's kind of probably designed and intended for.
Yeah.
Like if you already have a decent amp, you don't want to use it as a distortion pedal.
No.
Like just use the gain channel you've already got on your amp.
Exactly.
Like this is if you want to use a preamp. The distortion pedal option, I think, is more like a
secondary. Yeah. Like a secondary
in a pinch.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well,
awesome.
I am very impressed with this. I would definitely use this. I would use the crap out of that.
Awesome.
End story.
End of story.
Yeah. These have been out for about 6 months, you said?
Maybe,
yes. Give or take?
Yes.
Yes.
The thing is, there was a prior version to that. So they first made a 2-button version, where you could switch between 2 different kind of channels.
Oh, okay.
You'd have one channel with more gain, one channel with less gain.
Yeah.
But I think people didn't dig it that much. So they just came out with this new version, which is just like one channel and go for it.
Cool. So yeah, you can you probably find out more information on this at, I guess there's probably a diesel.com.
Yeah.
If there were people who bought one and didn't like it, you could probably find some on reverb.com, which is where
you
I
actually
buy.
can. You actually
can.
can.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
People buy stuff and they sell it like a month later.
Yeah.
Once something's been out for a month, you can probably find it used. I buy a ton of crap on reverb.com. I sell a bunch of stuff on reverb.com. Thanks to Frank for bringing this, and so that I could try it out. And like I said, check out reverb.com. Thanks to Rev Amps for letting us use this really awesome Generator 100. I love this amp. I have a 120, which is just basically 2 more channels.
Because more is more.
Yeah, more is more, and I want more. This is just for looks because I love the blue. This is also a cool amp. And thanks to 2 Notes, we're running. This is we're not using this right now, but this is pretty sweet.
Using a couple of torpedoes.
These torpedo studios for the cab sounds and for a load box. Mm-hmm. I use 2 Notes torpedo reload all the time, and I love the crap out of it.
I have a torpedo live, which I use pretty much exclusively when playing my tube amps. So
yeah, also really great. Like
good stuff.
These things get loud, and you gotta turn it down.
Exactly.
Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
All right, guys.
Until the next whoop whoop.
Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button for more reviews and original content, and I will see you real soon.